just recently, Andy Cook, the former Chief Constable of Merseyside, now one of Her Majesty's Inspectorate.
Yes.
Inspectors. He was quoted as if he had this mythical £5 billion,
yes,
I think it might have been,
yes.
that £1 billion might have gone into policing and £4 billion into other diversion activities.
Well, I'd be in the Cayman Islands straight away.
Well, and I suspect that there would be bodies here that would be straight after you as well. So my advice would be not. But the one of the things that struck me during my own career has been the importance, the essential even need to those that are going a bit astray in their very early life. Another car coming along, so let's just allow them to. So the youth diversion side, you know, those that whose circumstances may not be perfect, far from perfect, whose who need merit support, not just for their own sake, but for society's sake, in terms of deterring them. What youth diversion is a key area. You have an interest in that.
Yes, and I do think you mentioned about that £5 billion. In a way, Andy, it's interesting it was picked up because I think many cops would agree, policing's got to be funded. You've still got to have the capability and capacity. But let's try and prevent it ever happening in the first place. I would invest greatly in teachers. Ironically, we've got a big uplift in policing and we're taking many more people into policing with the money the government has provided, which, you're not going to look at that gift horse in the mouth. But my goodness, we're taking people from teaching and other key professions, and well, there isn't a hierarchy of professions. I would say, we mustn't rob Peter to pay Paul here. So I do feel, our investment in youth is critical, and both, supporting those coming through as well as diversion of those who are at risk. And youth services, they've been decimated. And when I was a sergeant at Brixton, some of the best work I did in the community was with the youth workers.
Let's just pause here because this we're coming up to a B road, and I just think let's pause here for a second because that's pretty much covered the ground that I was keen to, Rob. Other than one question, before we started the conversation today, I asked you whether there was a charity. So I'm doing a fair bit of walking over the coming months. Under something that I've called the Policing Friendship Tour. And I'm hoping that this will help raise monies for various charities, policing-related charities. And I asked you whether there was one particular charity you'd like to see in some way supported.
Well, in the sort of theme of what we've been discussing, I mean, there's one I was introduced to a couple of years ago that I greatly respect. In fact, the High Sheriff at the time had promoted it, was Somerset Crimebeat Trust, which I think is very much around 13, 14-year-olds, ensuring that they're not at risk and at harm, and have the opportunities, actually, if I'm honest, I had, and many of our generation did. So I would absolutely support that one, recognising, as you go around the country, you're going to have many of these charities, and so it's my job in Somerset to try and make sure that one's promoted.
Well, but hopefully the number will grow, and hopefully people will see fit to chip in. Hopefully it'll raise some money for the charity. But Rob, look, this is just the most glorious day. We're just outside Nettlecombe Court here. We've another, what do you think, 3-4 hours walking ahead of us?
Yes. And then I thought we'd do a loop.
Oh, no. There's the road ahead for us. Can I just thank you so much? It's been wonderful to talk, and onward we go.
Excellent.